guys, I am just going to sneak back in here like I never left. So I will call this my YouTube IJGB. I just got back. Anyways, in 2025, I'm trying to see if I can actually be consistent on this YouTube channel that I abandoned, I don't know, 5 years ago. So I'm starting up a series called It's Not That Serious. And that's kind of been my name in like some other social media platform. But the reason why I thought this was going to be a good name for a series or for this or for what I want to talk about is I'm going to be talking about things that are not that serious with a very serious, tone. Like either I'm going to be very serious about it, but in the end, whatever it is actually not that deep. Okay? With that being said, we are going to be, this episode one is going to be about a Nigerian Prime series that, just came out. The series is called Rose and Ivy. It's on Amazon Prime. It's a movie by Biodun Stevie. And shout out to her, she's amazing. It's still about like I think 4 people that are like the main character. Monachi, Taye, how am I forgetting her name? Uche Montana, and one of my all-time favorites, Kaale. So those are the 4 characters. There are other people, but those are the main, how it is. All right, this series is 4 episodes total. Each episode is about 45 minutes, and it's a good watch. It's a good watch. I just have rants about the storyline, and maybe I will have a different route that they can still spin the story. They could have spin the story in so many ways, right? The story follows a tale of 2 sisters juggling through life with love and sacrifice. That's the generic story, but I think it's just one sister loving and sacrificing and the other one just being a brat. That's my summary. And that's why I'm here to rant, because it's like you have that thing where the elder sister or the eldest, which I happen to be, gets piled up, all this, mother hen, road towards their siblings or towards her sister, only for life to just crush the person through. But let's get started. So I'm going to do a disclaimer right now. If you have not seen this show, this is your time to check out. I mean, check out and go watch the show. Watch the show, then come back to my rant so you can either understand the rant or 1, agree or disagree with me. 2, I'm going to be spoiling it because I'm going to be summarizing the show. So I'm going huge spoiler alert. This is like beam. Spoiler alert. Okay? All right. So let's get started. Episode 1 started with a woman who was pregnant and a daughter, right? And someone was narrating the story. So it's kind of like they're narrating the show and showing it as they narrate, right? It's not like they're constantly talking, but it was like a narration. Now, the person narrating happened to be the baby in the womb, right? And that's Rosaline. The other one is Evening. So in episode 1, the mom had the baby. She died while giving birth. And then they showed through how 2 of them were growing up with their father. And Evening was being the super amazing elder sister, taking, the fall for her younger sister, putting her younger sister through school. The younger sister was failing in school because she wasn't really studying. Evelyn took it upon herself to, teach her sister, did everything right. And while they were in secondary school, they had this, Evelyn had a friend, her best friend, Larry. They were cool, teenagers with, full of happiness and whatnot. And then eventually, by the time Evelyn was graduating secondary school, on her day to go take jam, her father had a stroke. So with that being said, she couldn't go straight into the university. She had to pivot a little bit to try to, support the family. Okay, Larry left for the university in the UK, I believe, or if I remember correctly, left for the UK.
I'm leaving for the university today.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I leave tonight.
As her best friend informed her that they might not see each other for years to come, I saw something in Evelyn's eyes. Anger, pain, betrayal.
So that was how they kind of cut that story short. So while Evelyn was trying to help the family and trying to find scholarship and stuff like that, Rosaline was able to finish secondary school, and now both of them got into the university together. right? They're excited and everything, but Rosalind continued her nonchalant life. Her nonchalant lifestyle. So one day she got drunk, came back home. Evening actually brought her back, and then found out that Rosalie had an exam. So she continued her mother hen personality towards her sister. So she took it upon herself to go and write the exam for the sister. Now, in another scene, the sister magically woke up from her hangover, hearing Evelyn's phone ring. So apparently Evelyn was supposed to meet up with a client somewhere, and then the sister was like, oh my god, don't worry, she's just somewhere, I'll come meet you up right now, just wait for me, I'll be there, like, blah blah blah. She rushed off, went there. Obviously the client got tired and left. By the time she got there, on her way out of the restaurant, she bumped into this nice young looking guy. Boom. And guess what? Typical, right? It was Larry. Larry from many years ago. I don't know, at this point maybe 6, I don't know, 5 years, whatever has passed. And I don't think they wrote the year. If they did, that I missed it. And then they got chatty and everything. And then she got back home. She was not just her sister. Guess who I met? And she said Larry. And then, sister was excited. Oh, Larry. And she now went ahead to say, I think he likes me. Meaning the Rosalind thinking Larry, who happens to be her elder sisters, probably, I'll say young love. They never really expressed any form of love, but you could see that they had something between them. So Rosalind went ahead and said, oh, I think he likes me. Then while she was narrating that scene, she was like, oh, when I said that, I could see the sadness in Evelyn's eyes, but I didn't care.
So who did you run into today? Larry Shaba. Which Larry Shaba? I'm sorry. But me, honestly, I think he likes me. Because I gave him the number. He asked for it and I gave. I saw it again. That glimpse of pain that was the other day he left. Perhaps some longing as well. But I didn't pay any mind to it.
That's around where episode 1 ended. Now let's pause and just look at that episode 1. Evelyn has just been a sacrificial lamb for this younger sister, and the one thing that would have made her happy, like how you guys, how people have bro code and sis code, you couldn't even play around with. Maybe you guys should get to meet and suppress your own feeling, even if there's anything there. You didn't, and you noticed it. That's one. Second, you see this life, when they say be at the right place at the right time. Auntie Evelyn went to go and write the exam for this useless Roslyn. If she didn't go to write the exam, she would have been the one at the restaurant. She would have been the one to meet Larry, and it would have been her and Larry. I know somebody will say, but what if she had left before Larry? Even though we can never know. Even though, okay, it would have been her that would have met Larry. You see this life, when you go and carry your 2 left leg, I'm staying in the wrong place. Anyways, we enter episode 2. So in episode 2, it was them going through school and everything, and Rosalind officially not dating Larry. They graduated, found out that Rosalind graduated with a third class, Evelyn with a second class. Funny enough, two marks away from a first class. So Rosalind kept Rosalind kept lamenting about, oh, she knows she's not gonna get a job in Nigeria because she graduated with a third class, yada. And then she lamented to her boyfriend, and then suddenly the boyfriend showed up and be like, oh, there's this program abroad in the US or somewhere, and I can borrow you some money so you can go do the program. Let's pause again. So in secondary school, you do not read, you do not study, you do not pass. You repeated. In the university, you did not read, you did not study, you did not pass. So suddenly there's going to be this new, some kind of awakening that's supposed to make you suddenly go abroad, learn and pass. Somehow at the back of my head, I was hoping that she was going to come back as a drug addict. That's one. Then another angle that I think about is, imagine you're the one, pass school, they study, you don't do any of these things, and they're presenting you with this amazing opportunity. I think my first instinct will be to pause and say, maybe my sister is one that deserves this thing most. But people will say, it's not good now, it's not tried by butter, you don't have to sacrifice your life and that person, yari. But no problem. How about you not take this Uncle Larry, since he's in a philanthropical mood? You say, Uncle, borrow me and my sister the money. Let's go. When we come back, we'll pay you. You are still going to marry this uncle, right? Let's pretend that we don't know at this point. But this auntie did not pitch this. Like, is this thing about life when you have people that you watch their back all through your life? Because it has happened to every one of us. Everybody has someone they fought for, watch their back, and at the slightest opportunity to something, they completely forget you. It's not that they owe you, but the reality, if cases, if situations, or if the table was swapped, you will have remembered them. You see? Auntie went abroad, studied, came back, was happy, blah, blah, blah. Larry proposed, they got married, and then, all those things. Along the line, their father passed on. And then she's like, oh, she doesn't want Evelyn to stay. She helped Evelyn to get a job. And I say, oh, she doesn't want Evelyn to stay by herself in the house for memory, blah, blah, blah. Go ahead and got her an apartment that she paid for. Right? Okay, no problem. Then Hannah also started trying out for a child, and it wasn't coming as fast as she wanted it, so she became depressed, frustrated, all the shenanigans that makes a woman just go coco. So she was not acting up and being all crazy and whatnot, and this and that and that and that and that. That's episode 2. So now we go to episode 3. In episode 3, while she was continuously doing this, I want a baby, she was going coco. Then the husband was like, okay, we're gonna have to put a stop to this nonsense. So we're either gonna go surrogacy or we're going to adopt. So obviously she chose to go surrogacy. She decided it's her sister, went to her sister again for another sacrifice, because this auntie at this point, she's as Isaac Pro Max. You know Isaac in the Bible that the father wanted? Yeah. Evelyn should have just been named Isaac Pro Max, because what is this? She went and said, oh, blah, blah, blah. Like, she was remorseful. She was like, she held back, asking her, she acted like a normal person. Like, people will feel when you want to ask someone for a big favor.
Out with it, Rose. You're making me nervous. What is it? What is it? I have opted for surrogacy. That sounds like a plan. I mean, regardless of how your children come to it, I want you to be the surrogate.
She told Evelyn said, fine, sure, I can be a surrogate mom for you. So they went to the hospital, did all the whole thinking. It didn't work out, right? So when it didn't work out, she went back, she snapped back into her depression and all of that. But then on the side, Larry's mom keeps like frustrating her, the usual mother-in-law frustration of, oh, you don't have a child, telling her son behind her back, oh, why don't you go and impregnate somebody else so that I will know that you're a man? Pause. If it was a woman now, everybody would have been saying, oh, cover your husband, the people don't need to know. Oh, no, but okay, let's not talk about that. It's not even gender thing at this point. But she overheard one of those conversations, and then she got so furious, she drove straight. You know where she was going to. You know where this auntie was going to, the audacity. Because if I had that kind of confidence, but anyways, she drove straight to her sister's house and then told her sister, yeah, hi. This time around, she didn't even come with that whole prepping the sister or trying to act like she cared. She's like, I want you to sleep with my husband, have a baby, and give it to me.
I want you to sleep with my husband, get pregnant, and give me the baby.
That's how this auntie said it. If I have that kind of audacity mixed with confidence, I can just walk straight to the White House and say, I want the president. In fact, I want to be the president. How about that? Or give me the president. Because, I mean, what the hell? What level of audacity? Because in her narration, she said something in the line of, she knew that Evelyn loved her so much, so she tried to milk it as much as she can. And this was the height of it. Like, straight up, I want you to sleep with my husband, have a baby, and give me the baby. Oshe, queen of... At this point, he's queen of the coast. Because it's only queen of the coast power that gives you the effrontery, the cucumbality. What the heck? Who the hell are you? Oh my God, it's annoying. So, Evelyn, for once throughout their lifetime, flared up. She was angry. She said, of course, it's because I didn't have my baby. I don't have a baby. I don't have a family. You paid for a house. She did the whole shenanigan.
Nina Puara. Huh? Does he know that you've lost your fucking mind? Hey, Rose. How can you ask me such a thing?
Auntie continued to play the tantrum, other scenes of being depressed and everything. Eventually, Evelyn agreed, slept with the husband. Now, at this point, Evelyn kind of started, narrating the story, back and forth with Rosalind, So, according according to Evening, she said when she slept with the husband, she made it memorable. She makes sure the sex was all, so that the guy would just want her. Shavy. And that happened. It worked out because the guy kept coming back for more and they started sleeping together behind Rosalie. Okay. And then eventually Evening got pregnant. Rosalie suggested she move into the house so they take care of her. Evening, blah, 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 one thing to another. In one of their shenanigans in the house, Rosalie caught them. And then at this point, the sister was like, yes, what did you think was going to happen? Like, I'm like, yes, go get... Okay, no, Evening is wrong, girl. It's wrong. But for once, it was giving me joy that she was a bad girl. It's like, go get small badness, just small badness, because you have done too much good. So Evening was like, what do you think was going to happen when you asked us to do that while the baby needs it? Because, the place needs to be white for the baby to come out, did all her shenanigans.
Rose, why are you acting like Larry got me pregnant via Bluetooth? You're the one that wanted a baby, right? Abby? Plus, I need to keep the passageway moisturized. Shut the fuck up! Don't you dare speak to me like that! Are you mad?
And, that continued. She continued to stress her sister now without even hiding, right? So one of the nights, Rose got really, frustrated and she drove off and then had an accident. That was the following day was the mother-in-law, which is Larry's mom, came to the house and found out that the elder sister was pregnant for her son. She was like, oh, abomination, oh, this, oh, oh, incest. And I mean, to be fair, if we pause right there, in African, most of the African culture, once two families have come together, they are considered family. So none of even the siblings cannot intermarry anymore as long as one from each of those families have married, right? So it does make sense. All right, cool. And then she went into labor in that last scene. Now we move into episode 4. So in episode 4, we found out she had the baby, was a baby boy. They wanted to do a naming ceremony. And so on the naming ceremony day, the baby died. Which I think, for me, is an easy way out. Because, no, that baby needed to stay. They needed to suffer. Because I know that there's a part of me that feels like if Rosalind had a child or got pregnant halfway, they would have abandoned Evelyn, because Rosalind is a user. At this point, she is a user. She's selfish. Like everything you can imagine, she is. So they now entered the hunting to find Rosalind, right? But eventually, Evening was able to find Rosalind, tried to talk to her through her therapist, and then in that talking, she tried to express herself, which is, what is very relatable, because she's like, oh, that she felt really pained and jealous and envious and angry because Rosalind was living the life that she, Evelyn, deserved.
The fact that you had everything was not fair. You were living the life that I worked so hard to get, Rose. A life that I never got. I was living the life I was blessed with.
Now, I know somebody's going to be like, yeah, but that's life. Life happens, karma. See, let's pause. All of us know somebody in this life that we are better than. Physically, academically, socially, spiritually, all the Kales you can think of. But somehow, they're flourishing in those things and you wonder, it's like, how? How is the whore in college the one that got married first? How is the one that is not intelligent the one that got scholarship to leave or to go study, right? How is the one that passed with a third class or even dropped out due to their own fault, not unforeseen circumstance, so due to their own fault, be the one that is running a company or something that is CEO? Like, life has that thing where people that just live their life in what we call carelessly end up with a better life. And you that was busy dotting your I, crossing your T, making sure that you do the right thing. Now you life no come good for. It dey happen. Like it dey happen. So in this case, I understand Evelyn so well, like so well. I mean, they finished that conversation. Evelyn told the husband, I found her. The husband went, do his own forgive and forget shenanigans. And then when they were done, and then this is like the last scene, then we found that Rosalind was pregnant when she left and she had twins.
I had twins.
This is the height of life slapping you. And by slapping you, I mean evening. It's like Evening was the biggest loser. Like this show should have been called Evening the Biggest Loser. Evening the biggest loser, because she is the biggest loser in this. She's the biggest loser. She's the collateral damage. She's still the one that end up with nothing. Nothing. Not a sister love, not a child, not a man love, nothing. And then this Auntie Rosemary that useless her life or was not serious with her life, still got all the best that life has to offer, then spent her early marital life stressing everybody, her husband, the sister, putting them in very, very tight corner. She ended up with what she wanted all along. A baby. What am I saying? A baby. Twins. And then the twins, I think the writer just wanted those to be angry. The twins was not a boy and the girl. So it's like, we are finished. Yeah, Kaale, let's close. It has finished. And then now it's like she still have a happy ending with everything working out for her. She became the one that got the husband. She became the one that studied abroad. She became the one with the big job, the one with the money, and the one with the children. And Evening was just the biggest loser. So my take in this is, don't be an Evelyn. Don't be an Evelyn. Know when to stop dotting your I's and crossing your T's. Know when to stop sacrificing your entire life. No, we're gonna have a tint of wickedness, a tint of evil. Because the good ones die young and then the evil ones move along to flourish and be happy. Karma got nothing on these people. But at the end of the day, Sha, it's not that serious. It's really not that serious. It's just a show. It's just a show. So I'm going to breathe and I'm going to just end it here. And I guess at this point, we're going to be expecting, episode 2. It might be a different movie. It might be a different topic. It could just be anything. It's just random. But it's just going to be something that's not that serious, that bugs me. So we're going to deal with it seriously. You understand? So now, I am just going to peace out. And I'll see you all in my next video.